In this video you'll learn why Florence Nightingale's statistical diagram helped to save millions of people from fatal epidemic disease in Victorian Britain. I'll quickly explain the architecture of Nightingale's diagram, and then I'll explain what she wanted people to learn from it. It represents the deaths in hospital of soldiers sent to the Crimean War, divided into monthly wedges. It's rather like a pair of pie charts, except that the bigger wedges are taller, not fatter. The war lasted exactly 24 months, which can be arranged as two clock faces of 12 months each. The bigger circle on the right represents the 12 months of the first year of the war, April 1854 to March 1855. The months go round clockwise, starting from 9 o'clock. Each hour on the clock is one calendar month. The 4 quarters of the clock roughly correspond to the 4 seasons: April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. The dotted line joins March 1855 on the right to April 1855 on the left, where the same clockwise progression restarts. The second year ends in March 1856, when the war ended. To show you how it works, I'll just rewind it and then play it forwards. In the text, Nightingale explained that the blue areas are deaths from 5 diseases: scurvy, fever, dysentery, diarrhea and cholera. The red and black parts are deaths from wounds and other causes. In January 1855, Nightingale wrote, the mortality from the 5 named diseases was proportionately worse than in the Great Plague of London of 1665. Scurvy sent the soldiers into the hospital, the other 4 diseases they caught there and died from. There were big changes right in the middle of the war when the British government resigned. The new Prime Minister, on his first day in office, sent out civilian experts to improve sanitation in the Army's camps and hospitals. In the book where she published this diagram, Nightingale praises these experts, saying that the coloured diagram number 1 shows what was the state of the army before their arrival. The coloured diagram number 2 shows what it became afterwards. You can see that on the left the blue areas, showing death from disease, quickly get smaller. The purpose of the diagram is therefore to show that improving sanitation had reduced death from infectious disease. Infectious diseases were causing a horrific death rate among the civilian population in the homes of Victorian Britain. Average lifespan was half what it is today because of these epidemics. In the same book, Nightingale attacked England's chief medical officer, John Simone, for saying that the high mortality from infectious disease in the civilian population was unavoidable. She believed that the reduction in the army's death rate proved him wrong. The Church of England was telling people to pray for deliverance from epidemics. Nightingale was telling the ruling class that the solution was in their hands. She presented her diagram as evidence that improving sanitation would save lives. Nightingale understood why her diagram would be better than words at conveying the surprising and countercultural message that we can control infectious disease. Her colleagues described it as a diagram which is to effect through the eyes what we fail to carry to the brains of the public through their word-proof ears. Why did evolution make us so good at learning things from a picture and not so good at learning them from spoken or written language? It's because we've inherited the eye from animals that lived at least 300 million years ago. During that time, it's perfected its ability to learn fast, whether about nearby predators, prey, or mates. Language has been with us only 500,000 years, and writing only a few thousand. Its main benefit was that it enabled humans to pass down information from generation to generation. To protect received wisdom, we are programmed to accept as truth whatever we hear most often from familiar human sources. Psychologists call this the repetition-induced illusory truth effect. If you're interested, I recommend looking at this scientific paper, which you can download free on the internet. Nightingale defeated medical and religious illusory truth by using visual information and dramatically reduced the national death rate. I hope this video will help to change the received wisdom that Nightingale was only a nursing leader. You can help by sharing the knowledge of how Florence Nightingale's diagram proved the medical authorities wrong and saved millions of lives.